Well, I often hear and I often read the hardest decision a trader has to come to is whether to hold or sell. Okay, now I did a video before talking about value, and the way I make my decision is whether the player's just going to go up or it's just going to go down, and that's just my personal opinion whether I think that is going to rise or fall, and that's how I make my decision to sell. Now I've got a few private messages from traders just saying simply that actually they're quite confused whether they're going to go up or down. They don't know, so actually it's adding to the confusion whether they hold or sell. And that's a fair comment because do you think a player's going to rise or fall? It's just another decision you have to think about and make. If you're unsure anyway, then actually knowing whether the player's going to go up or down can just feel like a random decision, a random choice. So I think a better way to decide whether to hold or sell is just to simply look at the player you have, look at the price you currently hold at. Forget his buy price. Whether you're in profit or in a loss, forget the buy price. Look at the player you currently hold. Look at his price and ask yourself, would you buy into this player at that price? All right. If the answer is yes, then you've got two options. You either hold, you know, or if you have spare balance and you wish to, you can top up. Because if the answer is yes, it means you still see that player as values. If the answer is no, then you should sell. Because if you wouldn't buy into the player at the price you have him at, it means that you don't think the player's value. And if the market agrees with you, whether it's straight away or eventually, the player will drop in price. Now, if you're in profit, if you're in a good profit, you're in a strong position, that's great, take your profit. Equally, if you're in a loss, it doesn't matter whether you're in a small loss, a big loss. This is where you really need to be disciplined. If you look at the player's price and think, I wouldn't buy into that player, then it means it's still going to come down. So even if you're in a loss, it's probably better to sell. Okay, so the simple answer is look at your portfolios. If you're unsure about players, whether to hold them or whether to sell them, it doesn't matter on your buy price. It doesn't matter whether you're in the red or the green. Okay, and to be honest, most of the time it's when traders are in the red with players, I feel that they struggle to decide whether to hold or sell. So just look at the player's price. Would you buy into the player? So, for example, Mario Balotelli here, his price is £1.53. Okay, so, say if, let's look at his graph. So in the last 7 days, he's rose 15p. So he was £1.38 the last 7 days. If you held at that price, if you bought at that price and you are struggling whether to think about taking your profit or holding for longer, you just look at his buy price and think, would I still buy in now? We know he's leaving Nice. We know that. So he possibly could be going on to bigger and better things in another performance buzz league. So there is a scope for him rising further. Would I buy into Mario Balotelli at that price? Yes, I would. But if you wouldn't, then it would be time for you to sell. If you would, you still think there's value there, then hold. So I hope that is a simpler way to look at it, and it will help you decide whether you hold a player or sell a player. Okay, so it's really the price that you're currently holding at which matters. It's not really the buy price. We all use percentages of profit that we want to take. So, for example, if you say, "Well, I want to get 20% out of this trade," if you're on 15% and you're thinking, "Well, I did tell myself I would let it run to 20%," but at the same time, if you're looking at your price and you're thinking, I won't buy in, then just take your profit. We should only use one football index. Is different from the financial stock market. It's a lot harder to predict what will happen in whether it's stocks or forex. So that's why percentages is the best way to take profit or take a loss. With football index, percentages should be used as more of a guide. The real way you should decide whether you stay in a trade or leave a trade is just by looking at the price, whether it's value or not. You know, so whether you would buy in at that certain price. Okay, so I hope that's giving you some different ideas, and hopefully that helps you as well. If you were struggling, if you had players in your portfolio, you weren't sure whether you'd hold, you weren't sure whether to sell, and now you can look at their price and it will help you make that decision. Okay, so thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.